Shit. I just checked myself out. I don't know why I checked myself out.
Hola.
Local feelings. In the 12 regions of my spine, most thoughts are still pending through my lumbar. I am convicted that H is just a number, and your secrets I bear from noon till Exodus, because God shall never sleep no slumber. In a chamber of thoughts I perceive local feelings that protrude my chest into a seeming heartbeat. Cause with every minute, the young man in me keeps on growing into a man whose hand throws a tantrum across a colorless wall of many a few. But the local spectrum seems fortified, because these takes time us from lifting our hands and our God being glorified. Stratified local feelings I stopped locally to feel and breed an extra mind and a local word to feed, or rather think to myself and refrain from another church I should mislead. So finally, the Cossacks, the voice of my conscience now speaks, for this unforeseen baby in her tummy now kicks and steps on the walls of her uterus, and the footsteps she now feels. She sat down and protested. Locally, I don't feel like feeling. By far my fault is felt in the belt of emotional combat. Cause with all boastfulness on my palms, it's where the sun sets. Or the pellets on my skin pours, it's where the rain pours. And your poem gets to me like your genitals on a sexual intercourse. Or the hand that you keep around me every night and snow on my neck. I can't help but tell the nigga got my back with the lack on his wallet. I too hope I can fix it. But the only account he holds too dear to himself is not Capitec, no Absa, but it's his mix it. I'm trying to hurt him right now, and I so goddamn hope he feels it, because my outrage can turn the whole book instead of a mere page, because with life with so many lessons learned can feel like a rewrite on a rampage. I'm thinking of you, but every time I'm with you it feels like a mob of local feelings that beat a woman down. I'm locally feeling a feeling and felt. I'm sitting on rooftops and feeling upset, because when you reject me like this, it feels like a fetus in caps. It feels like feelings. Fuck, I don't want to feel anymore, but who am I fooling? Because when you start touching me like that, I make wishes to myself, because goddammit, you're shooting the stars. You always compare me just without using as or like, and I feel metaphorically cheated, emotionally bleak and spiritually defeated. Nigga, you play cards. You know where it ends and where it starts. You don't play spade. You claim it causes your confidence to fade. I still think you use it to dig deep when I get laid. But I said, nigga, you play hearts.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the second installment of Kwane's Poetic License. Yeah, today I have a special guest in the building. Okay, we're not in the building, but yeah, you get the idea. I got Sibusiso Mahlangu. Sibusiso Mahlangu, I'm kidding. Elemento. Yeah man, just quick intro of who you are.
Hi everyone, my name is Sibusiso. I'm not really a poet, but anyway. Well man, you just give me too much credit. But hi everyone, my name is Sibusiso Mahlangu. I'm just glad to be here. Finally, we get to do this.
Yeah man.
Yeah, that's who I am. I'm not really a poet, but okay.
You write poetry,
okay.
Right? You write poetry, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's very fun.
Yeah.
Man, thanks for honoring the invitation. So I don't know if you saw the last couple of podcasts or heard them, but the structure of the show is this is where we actually come into your space, we invade your space, your writing space, your writing your writing corner, and you invite us into the process of how you write and how you wrote the piece and what the piece meant to you when you were writing it. So
Yeah.
question number one. It's a joke from like the past podcast. So just tell me why this specific piece. What was this piece that you chose, this poem that you chose, and why you wrote this particular piece? Why you felt like
during the course of the week, as you were inviting me to do this, I was actually just imagining, okay, no, he wants me to do local feelings. And I wrote this piece when I was like 17 years of age. At the time, it was just about wordplay. I didn't even know what I was doing. So you're like, no, we're going to be breaking this piece into segments. Why you wrote this? Man, fam, I probably was just heartbroken, and I just thought about a bunch of miscellaneous, concepts and circumstances that lead to heartbreaks and whatnot.
But at 17.
You know what? We are a complicated breed. And at the time, I was just a Probably just heartbroken, just gotten into my first relationship and whatnot, which is like basically, I don't know, typically cliche and whatnot, but I found it as a coping mechanism at the time to write. So from time to time I used to write, but no.
Why?
I don't know, at this time I just feel like I wasn't even heartbroken at all.
When you were writing this?
Yeah, because I did not have a girlfriend. You know, high school we are netting, doing things with, you know, top tens and tontons. You know what? No. But
so which ones are local feelings then, if you're not?
You know what? I agreed to do this thing for local feelings.
Yeah.
I think it applies to, you know, recent occasions. Not now. People, I'm fine. I'm just saying, you know, having grown up, I feel like the piece is rather prophetic, or rather like speaking about things to come and whatnot, and just being observant. You know, when you're in high school, somebody falls pregnant. Y'all are here, but somebody's having sex and then all of a sudden there's this pregnant girl, and there's this guy who's probably just the same age, and I just felt like I got inspired from that point of view. And then somewhere I just started getting creative in terms of speaking about it, but a couple of months, a couple of years from that, you know, I feel like I started experiencing the same things. That's why I'm reciting this piece, and there's actually certain things that were not there at the time that I just, you know, put there now. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's dope. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
We're still on track, right? Because I talk too much. Y'all gonna have to cut me up in a minute.
Nah, we're good. We're gonna start anyway. Okay. So let's get into it, man. Do you mind like just re-reciting the first 3 lines? I wanna ask you something, just those ones, because we're going into writing process right now. So just those first 2 lines.
You see, y'all putting me on the spot. Local feelings. In the 12 regions of my spine, most thoughts are still pending through my lumbar. I am convicted that age is just a number.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
that's where I want you. Okay. Now we know we wrote the piece at 17. Why?
Whatever.
It's like that. So this inclusion of age is just a number.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you wrote this piece from your stance, right?
Yeah.
So this inclusion of age is just a number. Were you saying you're not supposed to be, like, according to your age group, you're not supposed to be feeling these feelings? Or...
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna be blunt out here, because I realize maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The fact that I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
Fam, I just always been attracted to older girls.
Oh.
You know, I never dated anyone like beneath me. Obviously, this is just like a romantic insight into my life and whatnot. So I just figure at the time I was attracted to somebody, you know, who was obviously older than me. You know, maybe someone even in their first years. Who knows it? Yeah. Don't do this to me, man. Don't put me on the Yeah, so it was just a matter of age. I just always felt attracted towards girls, you know, older than me, or girls same age as me. Like on Dubamos, if we guys, you know, get to ask a girl out and they're the same age as us, they're like, no, you are short and you are very like yeah. So it was just about that. So it was just like me saying, hey girl, listen up. You can get it. You can get it. It don't matter. You can get it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's perfect, man.
Yeah.
You're younging. Yeah. You're younging.
We're doing the things here.
Let's continue with your poem. There's one line where you go. I'm not sure. I don't want to like chow or make your poem my own and start reciting lines. But there's a line where you go throwing tantrums across a room. Do you remember that line?
Yeah.
Like how does it go?
Yeah. But the young man in me keeps on throwing a tantrum across the colorless wall of many a few.
Yeah.
But a local spectrum seems fortified, because these ticks time us from lifting our hands and our God being glorified. Yeah,
okay, cool.
something like that.
You see, this is exactly why I had this channel. You see, all of that's also poetic and metaphoric. So I need to know, what did you mean? I know it was wordplay. I know it was wordplay at 17, but what the hell did you mean, my guy?
Across a colorless wall of many a few.
Yeah.
but a local spectrum seems fortified. But these takes time us from lifting our hands and our God being purified. I think it was just a rhyme scheme at that time, you know. But I think the context is still a matter of age. I'm a young man. You piss me off. I come at you, nigga. I come at you, girl.
You are allowed
know?
to do 10
Yeah, I feel like at the time, you know, from the space of where I was watching, I just saw a lot of, you know, unhappiness, you know, and a lot of how, you know, right now you break up with me, we're cool, you know, but back then you break up with me, you are my enemy, you know what I mean, kind of thing. So I think in this context, tantrums, you know, applies in that context. You're young, you break up, you're enemies, which is kind of cute. But I feel like more recently, we've become exposed to matters of violence in terms of relationships. You get in a relationship with somebody, you guys don't see eye to eye.
Someone's gonna get cuffed.
And somebody go get cuffed. You know what I mean? So I just feel like those instances are just one of those instances that from time to time are just a matter of, you know, like men being in a point where, not necessarily due to age, but in a matter of emotional intelligence, you know, people not being mature enough to understand that anger is normal, to feel disappointed is normal, and then we start, you know, jumping into one of those instances where Utini? So I think it was just one of that. And then I was also a Christian. Growing up, I've always been a Christian. I feel like I was born in Jesus. Like I was here, you know. So, but a local speaker. So at the time, man 17, I wasn't allowed to go to church. I wasn't allowed to have a girlfriend because I was this preacher boy writes, Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You know, so for me at the age of 17, you know, preaching from high school, to actually feel attracted to someone, you know, because these takes time us from lifting our hands and other. So we're taking me and you feeling goosebumps and don't I want to touch you, gotta get it was just one of those things. I don't know.
You explained that.
I was a complex 17 years old.
Feels like you wrote this piece last year, but that's not here.
Guys.
So a theme I got from this poem, it feels like it reads from 2 points. Okay, didn't get it. It's actually in the poem. There's a part where you say the voice of my consciousness now speaks, and then now it feels like someone else is speaking. Can you explain this part now? Who is speaking now?
Okay, let's just assume that at this point I impregnated somebody, which later in the future actually impregnated somebody. Now just imagine the setup, man. Like I was saying, it used to be a joke. You know this. You were in high school. You know, we were just jackasses at the time. Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
All right, fine.
Video man, YouTube man, you can say whatever you want.
At the time, we were just jackasses, fam. You know, a girl falls pregnant. Somebody can't get an equation from the board. They fall asleep because they're not getting anything. We say it's because of the pregnant girl in class. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, man, at the time, it was just about. I'm just imagining what this girl is going through. If she's pregnant, we're in the same classroom. We fell in love, you know. Hey, wena, ngiyakufila ntontoni, ndimncane kodwa wena ndingakuhandlela. And then the next thing, she falls pregnant. And then this is probably something that we're both not ready for. So hence the footsteps she now feels in a time. I don't feel it. I'm the dude, you know. Typically, make an abortion. Get rid of it. And this is not actually funny. We're just satirizing this whole thing just to make it normal. But I'm just saying, I'm a kid, you're a kid. We're both in high school. We don't know what to do with this pregnancy. You understand what I feel? Should I tell you, prof? Yeah, if I tell you, prof, encourage, encourage. You understand what I mean? Yeah, so at the time, it was just one of those things. You know what? Now that I think of it, I actually need to be honest. There was a girl. I'm not gonna mention who. You can suck it. But I'm just saying there was a girl, you know, at the time, and I just felt inspired from her point of view. You know, how it must feel like we're both students, we're both learners, we're in the same grade, we don't got jobs, we don't got anything. You know, it must feel like that, you know. So the footsteps she now feels. So me moving or transitioning from the point where I like give into the Axela, the Akbiza, switch. we get pregnant.
Oh,
we fall
so you
pregnant.
move.
So this is the transition is just kind of like the girl's thoughts. What she's thinking, what she's feeling, her vomiting in the morning, hence the footsteps she now feels because yeah, so it was just one of those things. I think climaxing, and then I tell you, you're like, okay, I'll call it 19. You understand what I mean? You know, so it's just all about those things, and I just feel like having grown up and being an adult and looking back at those things, I just feel like, wow, I handled it good. I was good at this, fam. Like, I was a good dad. Yeah. So coming into my adult life and all of that, the footsteps you felt and I was there, but still, hormones, fam. You know, when they're there, they just spark, you know, a whole lot of so
Cool, man. So you're pregnant, or the girl's pregnant?
yeah, we are both pregnant.
Yeah, you're not pregnant.
It's our
Yeah. So there's, like, when you're still saying it, there's this part, I think now I can understand from the girl's perspective. When she says the only account he has is his mixing. Yeah, I understand. You guys 17. Guy doesn't have money. Oh, and back then.
yeah,
How old
back
are
in
you?
the day.
If you don't mind. Because like 17 and you had mixed it. 17-year-olds are watching this, they're like, yeah, what's mixing? Joking, guys, like back in the day.
Dinner
fam.
35.
No, that's it.
I'm kidding, fam.
Yeah, but okay, my favorite now. Nigga, you play cards. That whole thing just told me.
Nigga, you play cards, you know where it ends and where it starts. You don't play spade. You claim it causes your confidence to fade. I still think you use it to dig deep when I get laid. Obviously, again, wordplay, fam. It's just wordplay. Obviously, now I'm pregnant. Yeah, now all of a sudden you don't love me anymore.
Yeah, now things are changing, eh?
Yeah, like no, like things are changing all of a sudden. You starting to feel like, no, I love you, but not to this degree. You understand? So from the girl's perspective, you didn't love me. You were just playing cards. This was just all a game of cards to you. We're playing poker, and you're calling my bluff. You understand what I mean? I'm calling yours, you calling mine. The only difference is I didn't know that this was a game. You know, and you know, there's a part preceding that, you know, particular line that says, what does it say? What does it say? What does it say?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm joking, I should know.
Okay, there's a part that's preceding that that just says, you keep comparing me just without using as or like, and I feel metaphorically cheated. Because this guy is always comparing me to other girls. So perhaps this is the reason why you don't want me to keep the baby.
No.
Because you know that you have your options wide open. You're playing cards, you know? That you don't play spade. You claim it causes your confidence to fade. Spade is another girl. You understand what I mean? Spade is another girl in this context. Shut up your mouth. Okay, so like Spade is another girl. I ask you about her. I confront you about her. You're like, no, umboni ukuthi movie njani. No, like ngimfeel lo, like no, mbheke wena girl, jongi lips zakho, jongi hair zakho, and kind of thing like. But I don't look at that girl. No, you're my number one. You understand? You claim she causes your confidence to fade. Basically, you're dating me for the sake of your reputation, for your popularity here in high school. You know, and again, recently in life, we do this. You know, guys do that. Not me. Not me. But I'm thinking we do this all the time, and I just feel like it doesn't help. Your case, you caught. Bagu bambile. We are chola 99. You know, it doesn't help to say I'm not into this girl. And I think this is just another word of advice to one of those girls out there, you know. And when I say one of those, I mean anybody after today 2000 you know, it doesn't help, you know, to say no, I don't feel that girl. You know, typically where there's smoke there is fire. You understand? But most of my time normally, you understand, back explaining. Yes, it's not like this, it's like this. You understand what I mean? But when it comes to matters of love, matters of the heart, it's just always necessary to just follow your heart. And converting your instinct. Zero romance, the instincts. So I think that's where it all came from. But I think mostly it's also just wordplay. Yeah.
Beautiful wordplay.
Beautiful wordplay.
And a beautiful poem, guys. That's local feelings. Hey, Sibusiso just give us his heart, yo. Okay, he's 17-year-old heart. One last question, which I think is gonna be now a thing with all my guests.
Okay.
Do you feel like you've, with this poem, like writing it then and going back to it now, do you feel like you've accomplished whatever you wanted to accomplish, or you've learned whatever lessons you wanted to teach yourself?
Yeah.
Or do you still feel like there's still some things that when you remember that line, you're like, oh, am I still going through this? Or,
fam, like I said, age doesn't matter in this context, According to this poem, it's contextually seen as being in a relationship with somebody older. But I feel like when it comes to love, age is not, exclusive to a specific timeline, to a certain paradigm in one's level of maturity. It's just not necessarily always about that. There are things in this piece right now. Actually, I think I'm going to rewrite it.
Yeah.
And this time I'm going to make it sound more normal. With some J. Cole and some
Drake
and some Anat.
Or remove like what, the poetic language and
and just make it more sensible, because at the time it was just more about, when we used to write poetry at the time, we used to go it was about that. But I think it has more message, and looking at things now, I feel like there are still things that I'm going through right now in my relationship. Then it was just about some girl who fell pregnant in high school.
Yeah.
Now it's actually about, hello baby mom. You know what I mean? It's just all about those things. Right now we're in context, we're in this life. There's some things that I think I didn't know about at the time, And in terms of whether or not I have accomplished what I needed to accomplish with this piece, I wrote it for the uproar. I did, fam. I did. To such a point that most of the poems that I wrote at the times I don't even remember. But this particular one is like, and I don't think this is how it is, because ngapalale poem it's like people were busy like algebraic functions.
Yes,
I'm like
for X.
Local feelings.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of things that I feel like I've accomplished with this poem. Now looking back, realizing now that, I actually was preparing myself for certain things. Just because somebody is able to fall pregnant doesn't mean that you are an exception. You can fall pregnant too. And it doesn't matter whether or not you're a Christian. You're gonna fall pregnant if you have sex.
That's usually 1 + 1 usually equals 2.
We equals 3 actually in this question. Fam. So that's
man.
good. I hope I answered that properly.
No, you did. Thank you.
And
thank you so much for honoring the invitation and going back and see your...
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Wow, guys, that is Local Feelings with Sibusiso Mahlangu. And as it goes, this is quite a poetic license. And from my stance, not just because he taught me how to write and polish all my poetry, but from my stance, Sibusiso actually does have the license to call himself a poet. He should stop running away from it. So, thank you so much. If people want to get hold of you and if people want to read your stuff, where should they go, man?
You know what, man?
Just tell people where should go.
On Facebook, you can find me on Sibusiso ka Mahlangu. Sibusiso ka Mahlangu.
That's SI, not just SB.
Yes, not just SB. Okay, thanks for that. SIPU ka Mahlangu.
Yeah.
And then on Instagram, I'm still Sibusiso ka Mahlangu. Yeah.
Okay.
And you see me, right? My profile picture is my baby boy. Yeah. And on Twitter, it's Sibusiso Lucas. If you guys
you haven't followed me on Twitter, but it's fine. So, but then after this,
do that.
I'm joking, guys.
Yeah,
okay, cool. Thanks, man.
I was supposed to give out my number. 0 not like don't like.
Guys, we're done. This guy won't stop talking.
Okay, fine.
We're done, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and remember, love weight and love people. Until next time. Peace.